Hello everyone, hope you're fine. Welcome back to my channel IELTS with Ralph, and today we are going to write a 9-band score about pie chart in Academic Writing Task 1. So first of all, we take a look at the question and also we analyze the chart, and then we'll start writing from the very beginning up to the end. So this is the question. The charts below give information on the ages of the populations of Nigeria and Greece in 2012 and projections for 2055. Summarize information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. So one thing which is important here is that when analyzing and when you write a report about a chart which is in the futures, you should be very careful of using the phrases which is related to and anticipating or your projections for the future. So in this report, we are going to work on those phrases which can be very helpful to you. So basically, you know that our writing a report consists of 4 paragraphs. The first paragraph is introduction. Then we should write overview. And as you remember, in writing our overview paragraph, we most of the time, actually always, we write about the most specific features that stand out to the candidate. So you should not include any data here in overview paragraph. Only specific, let's say, details, specific let's say features which stand out to you without providing any data or a percentage, nothing. And then there will be 2 body paragraphs. So it is very important how to categorize our charts here. Some students may, in the first body paragraph, may write about one country, which is Nigeria, and then the second body paragraph will be about Greece, but I prefer analyzing and categorizing data based on the years and making comparisons in each paragraph. So my first body paragraph will be about 2012, and the second body paragraph will be my projections for to 2055. All right, so this is the way I categorize data here. Now, let's start with the introduction. As you remember, in writing our introduction, we always paraphrase the question. We can change the word order, or we can use synonyms in writing our paraphrase. All right, so don't repeat words. All right, you can use a wide range of vocabulary here or synonyms. And that would be a great paraphrase for you. So let's, in writing our, let's say, introduction, we always read the question again. The charts below give information on the ages of populations of Nigeria and Greece in 2012 and projections for 2055. So there is no word like compare. Right, so because these charts compare the data for 2 countries, we can use the word compare here. The charts, this is my introduction, the charts compare the age-wise breakdown of the population of Greece and Nigeria in 2012 and project future demographics for 2055. So instead of writing projections, I use the word project as a verb, all right, here. So you remember, in our previous videos, we talked a lot about writing our introduction and how to paraphrase a sentence. One of the ways that we can paraphrase a sentence is to change the word into a noun or a verb. For example, if in the question you're given a noun, you can change it into verb. This is another way of paraphrasing. And this is a very good introduction in which we have clearly paraphrased the question. Now, we are going to write overview paragraph, which is also very important. In writing our overview paragraph, we always look for the most specific features of the chart. Now let's take a look at these 4 pie charts here. What features stand out to you when you take a look at these charts? So, take a look at a young generation here in Nigeria in 2012. As you can see, young generation is projected to be 39% by 2055. So in Nigeria, we're going to experience a moderate decrease in the population of young people. At the same time, when we take into account the young generation in Greece, it's going to be relatively stable. So there isn't going to be any difference, all right, only 1% in young generation in Greece. At the same time, we see that the elderly generation in Greece is going to increase. So these are the most specific features when we take a look at this chart, all right? And also, you can also write about, for example, 15 to 59 age groups, in which for Nigeria, it is going to increase. However, for Greece, it's going to decrease. This is another specific feature. So it's pretty up to you which features you choose for writing your overview paragraph. So most of the times I only write about the most specific features. Now here, what I'm going to write about is the decrease in young generation in Nigeria and the young generation in Greece, which is pretty stable without any change. And also I'm going to write about Greece, in which the elderly generation is going to increase. So this is my overview paragraph. Because I'm going to analyze it in the future, so I start with this phrase, in the future. In the future, Nigeria's young population is expected. This is the phrase that we write when we are going to anticipate something or write about or analyze a data which is in future. Is expected to moderately decrease, while Greece's is anticipated, this is another phrase, is anticipated to remain relatively stable. Additionally, Greece is projected. So you see how many phrases I use here in order to talk about the future, right? Is projected to experience a greater aging of its population compared to Nigeria due to a significant increase in its elderly population. So this is my overview paragraph in which I've written about the most specific features of both countries and the charts. Now it's time to start writing the first body paragraph. As I said before, I'm going to write about 2012 here, and then for a second body paragraph, I'm going to write about my projections for both countries. Because I'm going to write about 2012, so I start all the time with this phrase, in 2012. So let's analyze the chart here in 2012 for Nigeria. As you can see, in Nigeria, around half of the population in 2012 were young people, right? And for Greece, it was 16%. So young generation in Nigeria was way more than Greece in 2012. And the age group 15 to 59, all right, in Nigeria was 47%, all right. However, for Greece, that was 62%. And one thing which is important here is the substantial difference in the percentage of elderly individuals, which for Nigeria was 4% And for Greece, it was 22% in 2012. So I'm going to write about these. I'm going to provide all the information here because we are not provided a lot of information here, right? Only 3 age groups. And so we can include all the percentages here. So in 2012, Nigeria had a significantly higher proportion of young people, with half of its population falling in the 0 to 14 age group, compared to only 16% for Greece, compared to. So when you compare two countries, you can write this. And remember to use comma before compared to. Compared to only 16% for Greece. Furthermore, don't forget to write connectives here, right? Connecting words. Furthermore, Nigerians falling in 15 to 59 age category contributed almost equally. As you can see, it's 47%. I can write it here in the parenthesis here. At 47% as the young people in 2012, while Greeks from the same age group showed a relatively large percentage at 62%. Now it's time to write about elderly people. However, there was a substantial difference. When there is a huge difference between two countries, between two categories, you can write this phrase, substantial difference. There was a substantial difference in the percentage of elderly individuals, don't forget comma here, with Greece having nearly 5 times as many aged individuals at 22%. So, I have done a pretty good trick here. And what's that? I haven't put the percentage of Nigerians, elderly Nigerians here, which is 4%. What I've done here is I've written 5 times as many aged individuals. And I've put the percentage of Greece in parentheses. So when I say it's 5 times as many, it shows, and I say that it's 22%. So it shows that for Nigeria, it's 4%, right? So this is the way that I can make variety in writing my report and using the structures, right? This is a great way that you can also write in, use in your report. Now, it's time to start writing our second body paragraph, and it's for our projections for 2055. So the projections, as you can see, there is 1% rise in the percentage of elderly individuals, right? 1% rise. It's from 4 to 5%, right? And there is 9% increase in the 15 to 59 age group, right? And the young population, as you can see, it's going to decrease by 10%, right? From 49 to 39%. Because in my previous paragraph, I've written about the data in 2012. Here, what I'm going to do is not talk about the percentage by 2055. I'm going to talk about the percentage of decrease and increase here, all right? So this is another great way which you can also use in writing your report. So because I'm going to talk about my projections for both countries, so I start the paragraph with a phrase like the projections. The projections for Nigeria indicate a marginal, because it's very low, marginal 1% rise in the percentage of elderly individuals. So anyone without having the chart who reads this sentence understands because in previous paragraph he or she knew about the percentage of elderly individuals. So I only write the difference here. 1% rise in the percentage of elderly individuals. But as you can see, for age group 15 to 59, there is 9%, let's say, increase from 47 to 56, right? So, but a significant 9% upsurge in the 15-59 age group, while the young population is expected to dwindle by 10%. Dwindle means decrease. So I'm just using so many words here, so many synonyms here, not to sound repetitive for you, right? So 10% dwindle. Now, let's talk about Greece. In contrast, Greece is projected to experience a notable 16% increase in its aging population. 16% increase in its aging population. By aging, I mean elderlies, right, over 60 years old. And a 15% reduction in the 15 to 59 age category. So that's it. That's, let's say, a band 9 report on this pie chart. And I've tried to break it down for you in order to understand how you can write about the past tense and also your projections for future. If you found this breakdown useful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to IELTS with Ralph for more model answers and strategies. And tell me in the comments, what part of writing task 1 do you struggle with the most? Comparisons, vocabulary, or grammar? I'll make sure to cover that in a future video. Thanks for watching this, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Until next time, enjoy your time, and goodbye.